The One Academy is the heart of our company. Cryptocurrency is not an easy product. It's a very innovative product based on technology and based on very, very complex concepts. For us to be part of this financial revolution, to be part of cryptocurrency and of a community, we need to understand exactly what we do and what we talk about. And this is why we have the One Academy. The One Academy provides you with concepts, provides you with explanation on cryptocurrency and on the financial world. I would encourage everybody to join the courses, to do the certificates, and to understand thoroughly how to use cryptocurrency, what cryptocurrency is, and how we can change the world by using cryptocurrency. One Academy. Learn today, lead tomorrow.
Hey kids, I know most of you have heard adults speaking about money, right? In our animated video series, we will discover the most important things you should know about money and how to manage it in the future. Ooh, did I forget to mention our adventurous comic book with finance lessons? I love comics so much. What about you? Are you ready for this adventure?
Blessed good morning and good day to everyone from the Caribbean and around the rest of the world. Thank you for being on the call. My name is Maureen Brown and I'm from Barbados. I am your host today. Just a reminder of why we are here. As our founder just said, Dr. Ruja, we are learning today so we can lead tomorrow. For the next week or so, we'll be exploring the Super TED series because it can be used to initiate conversations with parents, neighbors, friends, family, and loved ones about the world of cryptocurrency and the importance of becoming financially literate. It also gives us the opportunity to leave a lifelong legacy with our children and our nation's children. The Super TED series is an initiative created by the One World Foundation, which is part of the ecosystem of One Life and the heartbeat of our founder, Dr. Ruja. The One World Foundation gives all of One Life members the opportunity to donate and give back to the communities they operate in. The Adventures of Super TED is a series of comic books on financial education for children from ages 5 to 12 years old. The series aims to empower children to become independent and productive citizens who understand the basics of money and finance. The content is developed by a team of financial experts, entrepreneurs, illustrators, and people with teaching experience. This ensures that the comics and the video lectures are adapted for children to explore the material at their own pace in their free time. It is made so kids can learn about money and financial institutions while having fun. Remember, it's an interactive session, so please put your questions and comments in the chat box. Also, we will allow 1 or 2 contributions at the end of the discussion unless otherwise stated. Today, we're going to do it a little different, though. I must tell you that now. One Academics, together we'll keep changing the world, as our founder, Dr. Ruja, said. Larry, over to you.
Yes, good morning. Good morning, Marine.
Good morning. How are you?
Oh, I am blessed this morning. And what about yourself?
I'm well.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Well, good morning, One Academites. And good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are on this big blue planet we call Earth. Here we are once again with One Academy Super TED Learning Series as we continue to learn, as we continue to empower, as we continue to bring this information to you. I am very pleased this morning to introduce Mr. Kes B, who has really been a regular attendee always since he first joined the One Life community. He has always been a student, really, and I admire this gentleman for his way of looking at things. Truly an amazing individual. I enjoy always having conversations with him. Good morning to you, Kes B. How are you this morning? You may need to unmute your mic, sir.
I'm looking for it.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, good day.
Yes, I'm hearing you loud and clear. Kes, how are you this morning?
Well, so far so good. I'm getting better as the day goes by.
Absolutely. We're always looking to get better. Kes, before we start this morning's read, tell me a little bit about yourself in terms of what you do for our One Academites listening all over, and by extension, what really caused you to be gravitated to the One Academy in the first place?
Okay, actual name is Kester Beal, so the screen name is very close to that. I have always been some type of investor. I always did some type of investing. I worked telephone.
I may have lost you a bit, Kes. You may have to.
Investment has.
All right. You seem to be coming in and out.
My internet is giving trouble.
That's okay. We're just going to continue.
How am I sounding now?
Hearing you loud and clear, sir. Go right ahead.
Okay, I always told my daughters, don't try to be a doctor, own the hospital. Don't try to be a pilot, own the airline. So I always had the mentality of going for greater than the average.
Indeed, indeed, sir. And
however,
in terms of
my information, yes, my financial information, I always had some level of financial information, but the way it is packaged in the One Academy is definitely a plus.
Wonderful, wonderful. So this morning we're going to continue now with how do dreams come true, savings and investment. Kes, it's all over to you.
Okay, super Ted. How do dreams come true? Savings and investments. Hi, I'm Super Ted, and together we'll take a look at how dreams come true. Last time we learned about what happens with our money after we spend it. But how do we get to save up for things in the first place? We know when we spend money, it cycles. We spend it to someone who spends it with someone else, and the financial cycle is formed. But the catch is, dreams don't work unless you do. But working isn't enough. We need to manage our earned money wisely. As we heard earlier this week, work comes from your time, your effort, your knowledge, and your skills. But before we step into work, let's understand exactly what is savings. Definition of savings: an economy of or reduction in money, time, or another resource, or the money or other resource one has saved, especially through a bank or official scheme, like your nest egg, your life savings. And what is investment? Investment is the action or process of investing money for profit. A thing that is worth buying because it may be profitable, or an act of devoting time, effort, or energy to a particular undertaking with the expectation of a worthwhile result. So now we understand what saving and investment is. Let's see how we can get our dreams to come true. Dreams don't work unless you do, but working isn't enough. We need to manage our earned money wisely. If we do, we will have more money than before. The money people receive is called income. The money that people spend is called expenses. And you earn a profit if your income is greater than your expenses. You suffer a loss if your expenses are greater than your income. Rule number one is to spend less than we earn every month. Sounds simple enough, right? Let's say you earn $500 a month. and you spend $450, you will have a savings of $50. If you want to save even more, we can reduce our expenses or earn more income. Let's see how we can do that. Example, $500. Again, let's imagine you receive $500 a month. Instead of spending $450, you can reduce that to $400. And now your savings is $100. Or you could try to find a way to earn more money. That is, increase your income to $600. And your savings will be $150. So you're always trying to create a surplus and not go into a negative in terms of your savings or investment or to invest in that particular month. Understand that a job pays you 12 times a year if you're working for someone. If you're a sole trader, you can be paid either 260 times for the year or 312 days for the year, of course, ideal conditions. With a private corporation, you can be paid 12 times a year, plus allowances and bonuses. And as a project, like a contractor, you can be paid only when the product is finished. So those are your options. So let's get into reducing our expenses. We can reduce expenses by learning to separate needs and wants, such as food, clothing, home, transport, etc. Needs equal things we need to survive. Wants are things we would like to have, such as jewelry, magazines, smartphones, video games, etc. When spending money, ask yourself the questions. Do I really need or want this now? Is this more important than my other wants? Can I borrow instead? This will help you separate your needs from your wants. Also, this will help you save your money for the things you really want. We can increase our earnings by working more. Did you make that list of the things you like? Do you have any ideas how you can earn some money from them? Earning a few dollars more won't sound like much, but money can add up very quickly. Example, mowing the yard, 1 week $10, 1 month $40, 1 year $480. When you are able to collect a good amount of money, you begin to have more options. Instead of spending it, you can invest your money. So you'll have your natural expenses, rent, bills, food, but make sure you have your investments. This means to let the money work for you. To quote Dwayne, money is the best worker. It doesn't need time off. It doesn't have sick leave. It doesn't need vacation leave. It just works and works. When you are sleeping, your money is still working for you. The simplest and safest way you can invest your money is to open a bank account. Not only will your money be safe there, but the bank will pay you interest on the money you have there for keeping it there. Dreams don't work unless you do. If you want to get the things you want, you need to learn to manage your money first. Managing your money is not so hard. Just make sure to follow these simple rules. Spend less than you earn. Learn to tell apart needs from wants. Do you really need that? Find additional ways to earn more or cut expenses. Can you borrow it instead? Save your money in a bank to earn interest. Money can add up very quickly if you are disciplined. Once you earn enough, you can invest it to earn even more. Did you know? Here's an example of how compound interest works. Let's say you invest $100 with a 10% interest. 1 year later after investment, $110. 2 years after investment, $121. 3 years after investment, $133. So, understanding savings and investment is key. And don't be afraid to research even the simple words, for inside their definition, there may be other information hiding. So to quickly recap, ensure that your expenditure is less than your income. Reduce your expenses and earn more income. So we are looking for income augmentation. That is the action or process of making or becoming greater in size or amount. Augment your income. Save money. So invest and or trade. That's my contribution today. I hope I was heard clearly.
Absolutely, Kes. Fabulous contribution. As it relates to what we would have just spoken about, we just want to kind of just break down some of the key components that would have already been mentioned this morning's read in savings and investments. All right, it's been mentioned that dreams don't work, One Academites, unless you do. The definition of work, for those who may have been following the series from since Monday, is really a combination of your time, your energy, your knowledge, and your skills. That's really what work is. Work is a combination of time, energy, knowledge, and skills. All right? As Kes read for you a moment ago, spend less than you earn. Generally, that is the rule. We must stay within that understanding. But of course, unfortunately, Kes, governments don't tend to spend less than they earn. They actually spend more than what they don't earn, actually, in another respect. Some of your comments this morning, moving a little away from what we would have read this morning and actually tying it in now to the reality of situation. I know you have a very good understanding of the financial world. Tell me a little bit about that perspective. Governments don't do this. They encourage what we call deficit spending.
Deficit spending in itself is the bane on all economies of this planet. It encourages debt. And I always like to say, America taught everyone to survive on debt so that they could survive. It is extremely unfortunate that governments can actually create money out of nothing. Money was usually backed by something. That is a definite unfortunate because it leaves you, the public, to pay the bill.
Indeed, sir. Indeed. Very,
from generation to generation. It's a bill you'll never be. You are actually creating deficit. Idea who and what they will be. Yes, that's it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So so the thing is, the secret in what we spoke about this morning is to create surpluses, and in order to create surpluses, we need to start putting money aside and have it work for us. And if money has to work for us, it has to be in an investment form where it compounds. A regular savings account doesn't allow your money to compound, but the secret generally is allowing your money to compound, which is really, in my humblest estimates, the secret in creating surpluses. Is that correct?
Definitely so. Once your money works for you, it makes your job easier. There's a site called Compound Daily that most Forex traders use to see what their next day goal should be. understanding, of course, that Forex involves levels of speculation. However, there are mathematical ways to lower your risks.
Awesome, awesome. In terms of wrapping up this morning's call, what would be some of the key points that you would want our listeners, our One Academites listening in, to take from this morning's Super TED Learning Series? Yes.
Definitely make sure that you are not into deficit spending. Do not follow the government. Make sure that your income is always larger than your expenses. Some weeks ago, we gave ideas: plant your own garden, cook your lunch at home and carry your lunch, save that money that you normally have, plant some trees and sell the fruits, ways to increase your income so that you have expendable income to put into investments so you can have your money work for you. Even when you are on sick leave, your money will work for you.
All right, that's important. It's important to have money. Well, in this case, money working for you in the broadest sense. Of course, we already define what really money is, but we kind of use the word money, which is really paper, interchangeably. But of course, we all understand the concept of what we're talking about. So, Kes, before you come off the call this morning, give our listeners listening in on this call the reasons why education, financial education, is so critical, and why One Academy. What gravitates you to One Academy?
In terms of financial education, the term "what you don't know can hurt you" is true. The more you know, the more you grow. So understanding as much as possible clearly the instruments of finance will assist you in your growth, and even more than you, will actively grow your family and those around you, because then you will be an intelligent saver. Gravitates me to the One Academy.
Thank you so much, Kes, for being on the call. We're looking forward to continue with Kes next week as we continue our ongoing series with the Super TED Learning Series. As you can see, the Super TED Learning Series, really and truly, even though we are dealing with children, you could imagine the type of information getting when you are 5 to 12 years old. What if you had this information when you were that age? Do you think that maybe your modus operandi as it relates to how you handled your own financial affairs would possibly have been different? So the Super TED Learning Series, in my humblest view, really is the foundation. Everyone needs to have this information. Children need to get this information. Even teachers need to understand this information. I don't think many persons even understand the dimension of the amount of principles that the Super TED Learning really brings. And this now is evidence, One Academites, that we really do need to go in to our Super TED Learning Series, start the foundation now, start the learning now. All right, so thank you so much, Kes. Have yourself a wonderful day. Just want to acknowledge many diamonds that are on the call. We have Mr. King James on the call. We have Mr. Ivan Mark on the call. Good morning to you, son. Of course, Patrice. Because of how the format is structured this morning, we really wouldn't be taking much calls, but I will be allowing our diamonds, most certainly, because they are out right now in Bosnia, I believe, still. And I'm asking now, Mr. King James, you can unmute your mic, to shining on this morning's call. I think it's good day to you, sir.
Yes, sir. Pleasant good afternoon and good morning.
Good afternoon to you. Yes, sir.
Well, I'm surprised you even getting through. I'm currently in transit right now, looking to head off to another location. So I just joined on, and I'm happy to see that the Super TED is definitely the topic of conversation today. And I know it's been the topic of conversation for the week. And I'm excited about the whole series of the Super TED because is the proof of concept regarding what I spoke about when I talk about reset. Because you just mentioned it just now, Larry. If we had this information, well, we use the precious age of 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 coming up, would we have reacted, behaved, and done things different in our financial lives, our adolescent lives as we reach 16, 17, 18, 19? What would have been the things we would have done had we known or had financial education or knowledge? And this is really proof that Dr. Ruja is resetting or reprogramming, and it starts with even the young ones, where we can now open up their minds to the understanding of what is taking place. So when that financial reset takes place, and I am telling you guys, the financial reset is imminent. The talk that is going around regarding the financial crash that is like is all professionals are predicting the last quarter of this year. There's no coincidence, I believe, in how this entire business is shaping and forming on what it is we have in our hands. You will hear a lot from Ivan Kimrell and a lot of persons, Keston, a lot of persons at Gordon, a lot of persons that was at the venue. I believe they're going up different levels. The kind of information we receive that we'll be sharing, especially about the new products that's on their way regarding the new One Academy products. Sorry, different courses and different things we have to sell. It is, friends, we have no idea how blessed beyond our understanding we are. I was having a conversation with Mr. Igor Krinik face to face, and you guys should be familiar with him. He's the one that has a OneCoin debate station or website where he breaks down all these miscellaneous and false and nonsense articles. And he was having a conversation with me about the creation process and the fact that we are in it. And I really tell people, please don't take for granted this creation process. But when it's over, it is over. And you're gonna be saying, oh my God, that I had a chance to get them coins for free. And with that being said, as I close off, I really have to go. The whole concept of what's Super TED, and if you understand what Super TED is really an acronym, it's Super Technology Education Distribution. That is what TED means, it's Technology Education Distribution. So she has packaged this technology education distribution to and for the children. And it's really, really, really would be the wrong thing if we do not go out our way to get our children involved and engaged with this information. We will have the physical copies available for sale at $200 TT, and we will have Dr. Ruja Learning for Profit at $400 TT. Those things will be available to purchase at the Deer Shaker Expo, and a lot of things are just being put in place for you, friends. So take full advantage of understanding what it is we all have in our hands, and let's go out there, man, and educate the masses, the world, and the children in particular.
Thank you so much, Diamond King. Really do appreciate you shining in this morning. And of course, you're en route, so I know that you have to go. I'm not sure if Ivan Mark, I'm not sure if you are also in transit, and if you can say a few words, you are free to unmute your mic now, sir, if you are hearing me. All right, Ivan.
Yes,
Ivan?
yes, I am here.
Okay, great.
I'm actually boarding. I am
Okay.
actually boarding the plane as we speak. Right, so yes, the Super TED, of course, is the foundation, and it should be actually discussed on every level as a basis for starting now the One Academy as it is, because you see the kind of information that Dr. Ruja has basically put together, even for our children, because she thinks in generations. And it is something that we must start to do. We must start to think in generations, not just for ourselves, but of course for our children, because the financial reset that King James is speaking about is, my friend, a reality. It is going to happen. And there are certain things that we must do. There are certain things that if we don't do it, we'll be in a lot of trouble. Okay? So it is a whole new, more or less, shift in our thought patterns and shift in our focus of how we have to move with this opportunity. We got great information. during these past 2 days, and all of us are basically, as King James says, on another level. So we're coming back to really bring up our teams so that they know we'll be on that level and with that focus so that we can move forward with a certain amount of passion. All right. So I have to go now. Thank you so much for allowing me to come on the air. So I am on my way now back to London, and you will see us soon. All right.
Okay, thank you so much, Ivan. Have a safe flight. Looking forward to connect with you very, very soon. Of course, this concludes this segment of One Academy Discussion Super TED Learning Series. Thank you so much, Mr. Kes B, for your input, your presentation. Really do appreciate it. And of course, I'm going to hand over right now for Ms. Maureen Brown to close off this morning's call. Kes, before we go, could you just share your screen, please? Thank you. Maureen, it's back over to you.
Thank you so much, Larry, Kesby, and the diamonds that shared. This morning, we're going to do things a little different. What is going to happen is we're going to end the call, but we're going to show a 10-minute video. So just before Larry puts on that video, I just want to say thank you for being on the call. Thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you. Have a wonderful, productive One Life day. Larry?
Of who am I? I am that which is born of all that is. I am, as Pierre de Chardin said, a spiritual being having a human experience. Come trailing the breath of the ancestors yet, but trailing the breath of the angels. And understanding that because I am connected to the source of all that is possible for me. And what do I want? I don't want to just be successful in the world. I don't want to just make a mark or have a legacy. The answer to that question for me is I want to fulfill the highest, truest expression of myself as a human being. I want to fulfill the promise that the Creator dreamed when he dreamed the cells that made up me. What do I want? You must have some kind of vision for your life. Even if you don't know the plan, you have to have a direction in which you choose to go. I never was the kind of woman who would get in the car and just go for a ride. You want to be in the driver's seat of your own life, because if you're not, life will drive you. Knowing who you really are in this space and time that we embody. That's number one. What do you want? Who are you? Number two, you must find a way to serve. Martin Luther King said that not everybody can be famous, but everybody can be great, because greatness is determined by service. Now, we live in a world where everybody wants to be famous and where we admire people for just being famous. We think being known brings us value. The truth is, all of that will fade in time. Service and the significance that you bring to your service is that which is lasting. So to be able to, whatever your occupation or job or talent or gift is, our honorees today getting doctorate degrees, to apparently opposite fields, HIV and AIDS and the spoken word. But what they have in common is service, using the spoken word in service to community in the world, using your knowledge and information about HIV and AIDS and medicine in service to the world. And if you look at all the most successful people in the world, whether they know it or not, they have that paradigm of service. Service through medicine, service through art. Using whatever it is you produce, your product, as a way of giving back to the world. When you shift the paradigm of whatever it is you choose to do to service, and you bring significance to that, success will, I promise you, follow you. Be excellent. Let excellence be your brand. Everybody talks about building a brand. I never even knew what that was. When people say, you're a brand, I would say, no, I'm just Oprah. What I recognize now is that my choice to, in every way, in every example, in every experience, to do the right thing and the excellent thing is what has created the brand. Years ago, I did an ad for Revlon for an ad they were doing called Unforgettable Women. What I know is when you are excellent, you become unforgettable. People remember you, you stand out. Regardless of what it is, you become an unforgettable woman. And that is what we all want. We want to be unforgettable and not forgettable. So doing the right thing, even when nobody knows you're doing the right thing, will always bring the right thing to you. I promise you that. Why? Because the third law of motion is always at work. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. That is so true in all of our lives. Everything you even try to do to me, already done to you. So you don't have to worry about revenge or getting back at somebody, making sure they pay. You just have to do the right thing, and the right thing will follow you even when people don't support it. I remember many times on my show, there are many shows y'all never saw. And the reason you didn't see them is because I got the last vote. The most important thing I have come to know in doing the right thing and making the right choices is understanding what we talked about yesterday. All of you leaving here have the potential for enormous success. There's a price that comes with that. People don't always like you, and they're not always happy for you. And if you surround yourself with people who are not accustomed to your success, they become fearful, they become scared, because you are reflecting back something to them that they don't recognize. People who want the best for you want you to be your best. So my greatest advice to you is to surround yourself with people who are going to fill your cup until your cup runneth over. I'm so full, my cup runneth over. And to know that once your cup runneth over, you cannot spend your life with your gallon-size offerings, offering them to pint-sized people. You have got to surround yourself with gallon-sized people who can hang in the same company with you, so that you're not offering your gallons to those little pints out there who can't hold it anyway. The biggest choices begin and end with you, your internal big questions. Who do I want to be in the world? My relationship to source energy, to all that is God, your experience of that which is all life, which is divine and universal, being connected and aligned with that. And you are tuned in and charged into that. Whenever you feel empty, You go inside yourself and you connect to the source, and you know that all things are possible.